3 other guys, like-minded, like myself, 4 other guys. And we set forth on this mission and this journey, man. Talent shows, 14 years old, you know, in the streets, you know what I mean? In dope houses, running dope houses at 14, 15 years old. Like, and that mission just took over the world. You know what I'm saying? Crack hit the hood in the early, late 80s. It carried off into the 90s. And we were on the cusp of that, and we somehow made music during that era, and it turned into pure gold.
And that's awesome, man. So originally, you and Bone Thugs Harmony were called the Bandaid Boys. Where did that name come from?
Well, it started off a little earlier for me, as well as with the rest of the fellas. The Bandaid Boys was something that they had put together before I was there, and it was Flesh and Bone, Crazy Bone, Lazy Bone. Wishbone and myself didn't come into the picture for some years later. And then we were Bone Enterprise. But since that name was already patented and taken, we were just known as Bone. And then, you know, when we introduced ourselves to Eazy-E, we said, hey, what's going on? We Bone. And we Thugs in Harmony. He was like, that should be your whole name. Bone Thugs in Harmony. And the rest is legendary. But that's the breakdown of it.
And honestly, I gotta say, legendary is most definitely the right word for that, man. So speaking of Eazy-E, you guys got your first record deal with Ruthless Records. How did you guys get hooked up with Eazy-E?
Well, our first record deal came from a local record producer, promoter, show thrower by the name of a guy by the name of Kermit Henderson. You know, he signed me when I was like 14, 15 years old. You know, one of those kind of things. And then from that point on, the record that we made with him, we brought with us on one-way bus tickets to Los Angeles. And that's how we introduced ourselves. Like, we had a business, like a portfolio. We had, 8x10s, the music to match, and a new style that we wanted to break out to the world. And all we needed was for them to hear this style. So when we got on the phone to Eazy, he heard Crazy Bone and myself, he was like, I'm finna come pick y'all up. And then eventually we signed with him. Eventually. So actually he was the second guy we signed with, and I was under 18 anyway, so I was still too young. But I would just say it was the second person that we ever signed.
That's awesome. Actually, when I was mentioning to you before the interview, the Internal 1999 album, you guys actually dedicated that to Eazy-E. If you could you tell us a little bit about how that record came to be?
How that record, what was those last words?
Oh, sorry, how did that record come to be?
It was the anticipated record from Bone Thugs and Harmony because we put out the EP Creeping on the Come Up. So it was us unloading everything we had. Like, we wrote songs together. We critiqued the songs. We took days and days and days to craft our lyrics and hone our skills and bring it together to make it one song. Like, there are songs on The Art of War that we had written before we met Eazy-E. So it was just that, and East 1999, oh my gosh. It was that. It was us before we let us hear anything except 6 songs.
And
it was that.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say that's one of my absolute favorite albums, so I knew I had to ask about that one. So back to Eazy-E. What's one of your favorite memories you've ever shared with Eazy-E?
I think one of my favorite memories with Eazy-E was when he asked me did I have 3 kids. And I told him that I had to get back to get my kids together. I couldn't just be out here just kicking and having fun without sending money back. And he asked Layla, he was like, that nigga got 3 kids? Do he really got kids? Is he for real? He really got babies? And, you know, he, like, gave me money because, you know, we were just out there kicking it with him, no responsibilities. I had responsibilities. So it was that was probably one of my favorite memories. You know what I mean? Like, he was pushing me to be a father as young as I was. You feel me? 16 years old. So, yeah, that's probably my fondest memory.
And I have to say, a lot of people think that Eazy-E was just a gangster, but outside behind the cameras, I've heard a lot of stories that he was such a nice guy. You know what I mean? Like, so I really feel that, you know, he was that kind of guy, man.
Yeah, you know, most of the time, people that are in the streets, the misconception is that they, you know, they're mean, you know, spirited, natured people. And just when you in the streets and you doing shit in the streets, it's like being in the jungle. So your fangs are gonna show if you're lying. You understand what I mean? And that can be confused with just a genuinely good-hearted person. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely dig where you coming from. Make a whole lot of sense. He proved, like, people that really, really had those experiences know, nah, there's another side to that dude. So, yeah, definitely.
So back in 1997, yourself with the Bone Thugs and Harmony, you guys won a Grammy for the song The Crossroads that was dedicated to Eazy-E. What was the feeling being up there accepting that award?
Well, we didn't so much accept it, but I think that the accolade meant so much more as we got older in our career. I think as we got more mature, we became aware of the impact in the music industry that it made in order to actually receive a Grammy. 5 dudes from Cleveland, Ohio, really oddballs from different sides of the city. So it became that later. So the impact is more felt now as you get older and you're looking at, you know what I mean, your newborn and all of that good stuff. You know what I mean? It just, you appreciate it more. So I can say that. But back in the days, we were so young and wild, you know what I'm saying? It just, everything was a blur because we was just running around drinking, smoking bud, moving fast, driving fast, doing everything in the industry. That whole vibe can become a blur during that moment. So your awards and your accolades don't really set a precedent then because you're moving so fast. So I can say that.
And you got a point, though. You know, you guys were just kids, you know, just having fun, you know, enjoying riding the wave, you know?
Yeah, just riding the wave and trying to be as real as we could. And we didn't want to get, you know, Hollywood or none of that, you know, like in the sense of the form of lose our edge or lose our sound. So, you know, it was more, yeah, you know, whatever, and, you know, more of a nonchalant wow. But now it's more fucking wow, dude. Fucking wow. So.
Because there's not a lot of people in the world that can say they won a Grammy, you know, so I know I'm about 20 years late, but I want to say congratulations on that, man.
Oh, no, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. When you walk into a business meeting and that's on the table, it makes the conversation a whole lot easier. So, you know, yeah, great, just great all the way around, man. Just a great thing, you know, organically, business-wise, a whole fucking king caboodle. For sure, though, for sure. Crossroads.
That's one of my actual favorite tracks. I think I actually bump that song every single day, man. And I'm not just saying that because you're on the air. I really do. One of my favorites. Another one of my favorites that I have to ask about.
Me and my guys.
Oh, sorry, Wiz?
Go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. Sorry about that, sir.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just talking with you. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay, so how did the Notorious Thugs collaboration with Biggie Smalls come about, and what was it like working with Notorious B.I.G.?
I mean, it was like more than one time working with him. It was like seeing him through a series of times that culminated into a final song that we got to do before he happened to pass away, which was crazy within itself, but it meant a lot. And then in the hindsight of seeing everything that happened, it means even more. You know, it's like, you know, when I talk to my homeboys, I'm like, they like the Marvin Gayes and the dude on the Temptate Eddie Kane or Temptate. They like those motherfuckers, like, that died at the height of their career. You get that every 10, 20 years in music. You know what I'm saying? And in films, you know, James Dean, for instance. That I look at it like the James Dean effect. And it's, you know, it was just major meeting him. You know what I mean? It was major working with him and just major getting to know the guy. Really, really good dude for the times I was able to speak with him.
And first off, I gotta say, you know, rest in peace to Biggie Smalls. Another great song you guys did was "Thug Love" with Tupac. How did you guys and Tupac get connected, and what was it like working with him?
Well, like, I knew this young lady that was on Ruthless Team, but knew Death Row niggas too. So I told her, go get in touch with Suge, go get in touch with Pop, and tell them niggas I want to do a song with Pac. I want Pac to do a song with me and my niggas. And shit, Pac came to the studio. That's basically what happened. Pac came to the motherfucking studio. Him and Lee recorded it and laid it down. And then when my niggas got the shit, they was like, oh, this shit got to be a group song. This shit hard. And, you know, the rest is history, man. One of the greatest verses ever. One of the greatest fucking verses ever. You know what I mean? So, on everybody's part, too. Everybody shined on that shit. You know, so, yeah, definitely, man. Just monumental, man. Epic, iconic. Big word. Big word.
I heard a rumor, actually, too, that Tupac came in the studio and wrote his verse in like 60 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, he was writing his verse. It took him a couple of minutes, and he put it down. Like, he put it down. You know what I mean? And back in them days, I would really, really get in that studio and perfect my verse. Like, perfect everything that I did. I was a stickler about perfection. Because that verse, I wanted it to be just right. Each sound, I wanted it. So I was in there long after he left, after he had to go. He knew I was going to be in there for the long haul. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I can see what he's trying to get at. So I believe as an artist to artist, I know he was looking at me like, okay, he's this guy. This is the kind of guy that he is in the studio. You know what I mean? He perfects that shit. So that was my experience in the studio with him. I had a real good time with him. He stayed for a couple hours. We got fucked up. I had the Alizé and the Hennessy laid out, the Doug Passion laid out, had the herb laid the fuck out. Studio was empty, security in the front, nobody there. Real clean, real good studio too. So it was definitely a vibe. I really had a great session with him. But that was how the pop song came to be. Man, I always remember that shit. Him and the Outlaws, Yaki, all them niggas. That's how all them niggas left. All them niggas. They all came with him. He brought all his young niggas with him. I was the only bone nigga in the studio.
That right there is legendary status right there. That's legendary. And everybody knows Pac, he loved his Hennessy. So when you said Hennessy, I'm shaking my head like, yup, you know Pac with his Henny.
I mean, yeah, man, it was like, you know, I just heard his music and shit. So, because when he came through, he was taking the world by storm. Like, he just started taking the world by storm. We were right there when the shit was happening, man. Like, it was like being in the industry together and then watching this legendary, iconic dude pass like that. It was crazy, for real. It's you know, I just like I said, every 10, 20 years, the James Dean effect. Somebody go too goddamn young. It just bees that way sometime, I guess.
But like they always say, the people that go too young come back 10 times even stronger. So, God bless his soul.
Rock and roll, man. Rock and roll. For sure. Definitely that.
So, in 1998, you started your solo career. You released the album called Heaven's Movie. What made you decide to do a solo career?
I always wanted to express myself and to have freedom away from Ruthless Records, and that whole situation over there was something that I needed. Like, I needed to be free, like, as an artist. You know what I mean? It just, I'm one of those artists, man, like, when I have something down packed, I can't have small things to irritate it, like, whether it's the mixing of it, the mastering of it, or any of those things. And I was in that bubble, like, getting it mixed the way I wanted to, mastering it, seeking my lyricism, and I've always been on that, like my wordplay, just everything. And I needed to be free, so that record was freedom. You know what I mean? We all got solo deals together. We did it as a group. We did it as a team. But yeah, that was the vibe. I just needed my wings to have to spread my wings, man.
And I'm telling you, man, your that first solo record was filled with bangers from start to finish, man. And speaking of absolute banger, your newest album, Carbon Monoxide. How did that come to be? And can you tell us a little bit about Carbon Monoxide? Like, where can we order it? When can we get it? And can we get hard copies, or can we get digital, or both?
Yeah, definitely got you. So, I created this project, Carbon Monoxide. I found my Quincy Jones and a producer friend of mine, originally from Texas area, and we just been putting out great music. The fan base was like, you need to put out an entire record. So we put out an entire record. We're addressing some of the issues, some shit that Lazy, a little beef that Lazy had with, we're addressing little things like that. So I put out a couple of singles to hear. And now this is the best record of my career. And I stand beside it. And I've been, marketing and promoting it, of course, like we do everything else that we believe in. Getting great response. I really can't wait for people to hear it. Like, it's one of those records that if you listen to it from the very first song to the last song, with skits and all, and just listen to it straight through, it's going to take you on a mission and for a trip, an experience. And then after that, there might be certain songs that you want to listen to at any time, but it's an entire body of work where you can just listen to it. You know what I mean? The song patterns are up to date. The patterns of how we're doing it, bridge, chorus, etc., etc. I think that the people are going to really love it. It's a fast-paced, moving record. It'll keep you moving. So, really, really, really great record. So we put out 4 singles so far, and we're dropping it on September 12th, which happens to be my birthday. And for my YouTubers out there, just dial up J. New Oliver Beck on YouTube, and you'll see what I mean. But saying all of that, the new record, Carbon Monoxide, from Bizzy Bone, from Bone Thugs and Harmony, on 9/12/19, September 12th. So yeah, we'll have hard copies, we'll have deluxe copies, merchandise, of course, to go with it, and everything from our social site. That's how we'll let you know everything that's going on with us. My social site is MRMCCANE, Mr. McCain. My Facebook site is I Am Bizzy Bone. And we'll be launching everything directly from our social site to the public. So they'll be able to find out everything that's going on, and they'll see coming up and all of those different things. So yeah, it's gonna be full-fledged. We're definitely gonna have hard copies that people can order, deluxe copies, nice package put with it. So yeah, we're ready for that as we speak. Like we're right there. So yeah,
and that's
gonna be a major thing. I just went on the call.
I'm gonna say this is gonna be an awesome album, man.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that. I was gonna say it was gonna be an awesome album. We actually spun 3 songs actually tonight for everybody off your new album, and so far we've been getting some awesome feedback. People are most definitely looking forward to your record.
Oh yeah. The first ones that I put out, I wanted them to be different. I wanted the people to hear where I was at, and then when they hear those songs within this entire body of work, with the whole record with it, and just that portrait, oh my gosh, when they see it, when they hear it, I believe it, and it sounds good. It's refreshing. So I got my guys behind me, and right now we're just very grateful for the product that we were able to put out. So yeah, September 12th, y'all. You know, I want to see everybody give it a listen. You know what I mean? I'm trying, man.
And I got one last question for you, Biz. Do you have any up-and-coming projects after Carbon Monoxide? If so, when and where can we buy them or see them?
Well, always. The classics are always there. Yes, in the near future, I have a lot of things I plan on doing about it. I'm working on that as we speak. I've been working on it for 3 years and pretty much done. We're ready to take meetings in, so I'm looking to do, more things pertaining to the brand and really expanding, not just doing records or albums, but we're going to be consistently putting out music to answer that question. So consistency is what I believe that everyone's going to see from me for the next 3 or 4 years, just because.
And that's why I'm looking forward to that as well, Biz. So this is the time that I normally give the artists that come on the air a chance to give shout-outs or thanks to whoever they want to give thanks to, and also their social media handles. I know you already gave yours out, but if you could, give your social media handles out again for the listeners. That way, if they miss them, they can most definitely follow you.
Yes, indeed. My YouTube channel is Jam TV. Type in Jam TV Bizzy Bone, and it'll get you right to me. We put out episodes every Thursday and every Saturday. We've had the baby channel. We opened it about 8-9 months ago, and that's one of my social handles. Another one is my Instagram. That's MRMCCANE, Mr. McCain. My Facebook handle is I am Bizzy Bone. So that's how you can get in contact with me. And Carbon Monoxide is coming out September 12th, 2019.
Perfect. I want to say, Bizzy Bone, thank you so much for coming up on Outlaw Radio Live to promote your new album, Carbon Monoxide. Make sure everybody, you head on out there on Bizzy's birthday, September 12th. Get yourself Carbon Monoxide. Bizzy Bone, thank you so much for coming up on Outlaw Radio. It's an absolute honor. I wish you nothing but the best in your future, and I wish you nothing but the best on your album release, and happy belated birthday. I know it's early, but happy birthday from Outlaw Radio.
Hey, man, fucking class act, yo. I appreciate that. God bless you guys. Be good.
You as well, man. You have yourself a wonderful night, man.